It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. By three methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation there is sure to be failure. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. It is easy to hate and it is difficult to love. This is how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are difficult to achieve, and bad things are very easy to get. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. When anger rises, think of the consequences. If you think in terms of a year, plant a seed. If in terms of 10 years, plant trees. If in terms of 100 years, teach the people. Humility is the solid foundation of all virtues. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Old age, believe me, is a good and pleasant thing. It is true you are gently shouldered off the stage, but then you are given such a comfortable front stall as spectator. If I am walking with 2 other men, each of them will serve as my teacher. I will pick out the good points of the one and imitate them, and the bad points of the other and correct them in myself. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. We should feel sorrow, but not sink under its oppression. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. The more man meditates upon good thoughts, the better will be his world and the world at large. To see the right and not to do it is cowardice. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. Study the past, if you would divine the future. A gentleman would be ashamed should his deeds not match his words. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. Never contract friendship with a man that is not better than thyself. Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the three universally recognized moral qualities of men. An oppressive government is more to be feared than a tiger. Without feelings of respect, what is there to distinguish men from beasts? You cannot open a book without learning something. If we don't know life, how can we know death? If you look into your own heart, and you find nothing wrong there, what is there to worry about? What is there to fear? To see what is right and not to do it is want of courage, or of principle. Confucius, Chinese Confuzi or Confucius, born 551 BC, Chu Fu, state of Lu, died 479, Lu, ancient Chinese teacher, philosopher, and political theorist. Born into a poor family, he managed stables and worked as a bookkeeper while educating himself. Mastery of the 6 arts, ritual, music, archery, charioteering, calligraphy, and arithmetic, and familiarity with history and poetry enabled him to begin a brilliant teaching career in his 30s. Confucius saw education as a process of constant self-improvement and held that its primary function was the training of noblemen, junzi. He saw public service as the natural consequence of education and sought to revitalize Chinese social institutions, including the family, school, community, state, and kingdom. He served in government posts, eventually becoming Minister of Justice in Lu, but his policies attracted little interest. After a 12-year self-imposed exile during which his circle of students expanded, he returned to Lu at age 67 to teach and write. His life and thoughts are recorded in the Luanyu, Analects. See also Confucianism.